Hey, federal employees, the DOJ believes that Trump can fire some of you even if it violates your civil rights. You could say, I'm Trump, I'm going to discriminate against you, you're fired because you're black, you're a woman, you're disabled, you're a Christian or the type of Christian I don't like. Please double tap and share to get this out and watch to the end to protect yourself. A bunch of you have been asking me about a new lawsuit that if the government wins could basically give the president a constitutional right to discriminate against many of you at work. This one is worth your attention. I'm Sean Southworth. At Southworth PC, we represent federal employees. I've read the complaint. I've read the government's own decision in the case, the final agency decision, and I'm going to walk you through what's going on and why it concerns me. This case is called Nemer, I think that's right, I don't know how to say it, versus Bondi. The plaintiff, Tanya Nemer, was an immigration judge in Cleveland. She's a dual U.S. Lebanese citizen, a woman, and she once ran for local judge in Ohio as a Democrat. DOJ called her the perfect candidate. She got the highest possible performance ratings, and then 15 days after the new administration took office, she was abruptly fired in the middle of a docket and escorted out of the building. Her own supervisor told her she was one of the best judges and she didn't know why she was being removed. So she did what federal employees are told to do, and what I think many should do. She filed a discrimination complaint, arguing that she was targeted because of her sex, national origin, and political affiliation. And here's where it gets wild. In the final agency decision, DOJ's EEO office doesn't just say, hey, we investigated and disagree, there's nothing here. They say in writing that immigration judges are inferior officers, that the Attorney General can fire them under Article 2, and that EEO laws, including Title VII, do not supersede Article 2. They flat out say even if a statute tried to limit that, it would be unconstitutional. In other words, the government's position is this: the president and his top appointees can fire certain federal employees for any reason, including their sex, their gender, their race, their national origin, their religion, and civil rights cannot stop them. They will not be stopped. The complaint calls us what it is: a case where the president has asserted a constitutional right to discriminate against federal workers, and if the theory wins, it would eviscerate the professional, nonpartisan civil service as we know it. Legally, this is a direct clash between two pillars: Article 2, which gives the president power to oversee the executive branch, and Congress's power to create a professional civil service, ban discrimination in it. This isn't a small law. This is a law Congress passed after people marched for it. For decades, the Supreme Court has said Congress can put real limits on removals and protect federal employees from discrimination. This administration is basically asking the courts to blow a huge hole through that and say, no, Article 2 wins. The president's removal power comes first. Let me be clear about my take. If a president can invoke Article 2 and say, I'm allowed to fire you because you're a woman, because you're from an immigrant family, because you're black, because you ran as a Democrat, and the courts can't touch it, that's not oversight. That's a blueprint for partisan purges. And Trump is particularly concerning in this matter. Just look at his record. This is the opposite of a nonpartisan, merit-based civil service. And if this wins, people should be outraged. But I want to hear from you. Should any president have the power to ignore civil rights protections for federal workers in the name of Article 2 and fire people because of their race, gender, national origin, religion? And if this series spreads beyond immigration judges, what does it mean for your job? Again, drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be tracking every major move in this case. Right now, I think this applies to inferior officers, top-level people, but of course, we've seen with other things, they could probably try to change that definition down. So thank you, everybody, for your support. Take care. Have a great day.